Okay, back with another system update video for the Eurorack modular. There's a couple new additions to the system. It's a Brooks oscillator by Afterlater Audio, an amp by Abyss Devices, and another mix by 2HP. I already had a 2HP mix, but I added another one on this side of the case to serve as a mixer for either the waveform outs of the Brooks or for the modulation input of the Brooks. On the 2600, I'm used to having 3 attenuators per oscillator for modulation, so each oscillator in the system kind of needs a small mixer, or there at least needs to be a couple around. The Brooks I just got because it was cheap. It uses the same chip that all the through zero oscillators use these days, but it's way cheaper. I wouldn't really consider it like a full through zero oscillator because there's no ratio and there's no linear FM input, but the Disting can do exponential to linear, so I might try some things with it. But I got it mostly just as a third oscillator. There was 3 VCAs and 3 filters already in the system, so a third oscillator just kind of made sense. The amp is 2 channels of ×50 gain. I got this mostly because the waveform outputs on the 921 oscillator are super low, and like the auxiliary output with this knob is a good level, but these ones are pretty damn low. That's because that's how it is on the original Moog Modular. So they just kept it the same, but they probably should have bumped them up a little bit. In this patch, I'm not using it for that though. I'm using it to just boost the output of the mixer and amplify this 4th voice I have going on. So we can just hear the patch. So the first voice is the 110 VCO VCF VCA module, and this is all being run off the Chaos module. I think this is kind of how it's intended to be used, like 3 quantized sequences. Just seems to be how the module's set up. So the second voice is the 921 oscillator through the 1047. And then the third voice is the Brooks through the other 1047. I have the joystick controlling the 3 filters and the speed of the Chaos. There's only 3 VCAs in this system, but I got a 4th voice going by using the Disting as a noise source and the bifold wavefolder as a kind of oscillator, and using an Abacus channel as an oscillator. So I have this switching notes using the sequential switch, just taking 3 DC sources and putting them to the inputs. This is a bit of a sensitive patch because the mixer can clip and the filters can clip, and then I have it going through this amp as well. Like if we turn down the output and turn up this amp, so I forgot to mention in my last update video, to fit all these modules in the skiff, we took the sides off. I don't know if you can see here, but there's a little gap. So we just moved it out a bit and used spacers to fit an extra 2 HP in each skiff. So they should be 104 HP, but they're 106. Hear it start to crack. So these skiffs are probably going to stay the same now. I don't want to switch anything around because, like I said, the sides have been taken off and we've crammed whatever we can in here. The only obvious swap that I can think of is this sequential switch is really cheap. It was like $40. Jor Analog makes one the same space that's a lot more featured. So maybe down the road I'll switch for that one, but I kind of like this one. It's just simple. I got 1 minute left. We can try changing a scale on the Chaos. These other scales are so... I don't know, it's kind of interesting, I guess. Anyways, thanks for watching.